Well, Seven taming his gag reflex is one way to open an episode, I suppose. Hello, denizens of YouTube, and welcome back to 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. When we last left off, we found out that Zero had planted...
Shit! A fucking bomb!
...in us, thank you, Santa. And now we're preparing to enter through one of the numbered doors, hopefully without meeting the same fate as the 9th man. So, let's get to it.
Come out! Come out, damn it!
Sorry guys, but I don't think we're going to be expelling these bombs like something from the McDonald's value menu. But I mean, as long as you're trying to make it come out from the front, you do you. In defiance of Zero's suggestions, both Santa and Seven put fingers down their throats and began to gag. The rest stiffened. Some touched their stomachs, some simply stared at their bracelets. Junpei gingerly touched his stomach.
There's a bomb inside me.
The thought of it made him queasy.
Oh.
His stomach felt oddly hollow, and his legs were weak.
What made Zero think creating this horror show of a game was a good idea?
Well, judging by your reaction, I assume his motivation was to ensure you didn't skip leg day. Junpei looked over at the others.
Alright, I'm gonna ask one more time. Do any of you know anything about Zero?
They were all silent, each person waiting to hear what the other would say.
Maybe it's my ex. I pissed him off really bad last week.
Seriously, what do we expect each other to say? Finally, Santa spoke.
Actually, I saw him. I saw Zero when I got grabbed. I didn't see his face, though.
Ah, really? No way. You got my hopes up there, and here I thought you had his fingerprints, his retina scans, the whole nine.
Son of a bitch was wearing some kind of gas mask. What the hell? Come on, guys, give me something. You know, like surprise or something?
Instead, it was Santa who looked surprised. There was a moment of silence, and then everyone spoke at once.
I saw that too.
I did as well.
Me too. I didn't see inside the mask, though. That mask, it was really scary.
Huh?
Oh, so all of our abductions were the same. We were taken from home at midnight. The person claiming to be Zero had a mask on. There was white smoke, and then each of us passed out. We woke up to find ourselves on D-deck, in a room with a 3-level bunk bed.
How about you, Seven? Did the same happen to you?
Yeah, about that. See, I'd just gotten off work, and, well, I'd had a few, and I'm not sure how well I really remember. Fuck. Well, however much Seven had to drink that night, I doubt he sounded quite as drunk as I did attempting to dub his voice. Only Seven's story seemed to lack the detail of the others.
Oh, me? Yeah, well, mine was just like the rest of yours.
That was all he had said. It occurred to Junpei at the time that it sounded somewhat strange, but he didn't press the issue.
Okay, that's good enough for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Junpei there. I think we're just beating our heads together for no reason at this point. But you know what they say, 8 head injuries are better than none. He hadn't done so because there was something that struck him as even stranger.
So, I have a question.
That was the mystery of the relationship between Snake and Clover.
Snake and Clover, you were both kidnapped from the same room, and you woke up together.
Junpei looked at them thoughtfully.
So, what's the deal with the two of you anyway?
Uh-oh. Sounds like we have another burgeoning couple on our hands.
It was Clover that answered. Clearly, she felt like she had nothing to hide.
We're siblings.
Shit, my guess was wrong. It was wrong. Abort immediately.
Siblings?
Yes. Snake is my older brother, obviously. That means I'm his little sister. That really so hard to understand?
Nope. I've got it. Siblings. Junpei was taken aback. To him, incest had always been wincest. Junpei was taken aback. The others seemed just as surprised.
She is correct, of course.
He laid his hand on Clover's shoulder. You know what, Snake? After all my jokes, I'd appreciate if you'd not do that. Nobody needs to be laying anything anywhere.
Are you, surprised?
Well, yeah, but...
Why? There are other people here with connections to one another. Those two, for instance.
Snake pointed at Junpei and June.
Oh, you mean between Junpei and me?
Ah, yes. You did say you were childhood friends, didn't you?
Wait, you went to school together?
Yeah.
June glanced at Junpei, uncomfortable with the sudden attention.
Well, yeah.
Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well, and tried to scratch his head as casually as possible.
Hey, you think maybe we could figure out who Zero is this way?
Yeah, you're right. You connect the dots between the victims, and that leads you to the perp. Textbook stuff.
Says the dude who wouldn't even let us share our real fucking names.
Junpei, June, does any of this ring a bell?
Ring a bell.
Ring a bell?
They looked at one another. And like it was staged, they both tilted their necks at the same time. What kind of Pavlov shit?
Well, perhaps you went to school with the son of a multimillionaire.
Alright, I guess I can't speak for Junpei, but 100% of my school was on the free lunch program. You think I know a multimillionaire? Girl, I don't know shit.
A millionaire?
Son?
Well, someone bought this boat and set up all of this. Whoever Zero is, they must be incredibly rich.
Well, we can't be sure of that. To me, this seems as though it's the work of an organization, not an individual.
See, now that I can agree with. This seems like some sort of elaborate social experiment set up by a large research crew to me. And even if it is just some sadistic game, it still seems likelier that it's the crowd-funded entertainment of a bunch of opulent assholes than the work of any particular individual.
Most likely, Zero is simply the representative of a larger group.
What sort of organization?
It could be a number of things. An army, perhaps, or a research group. Perhaps this is all some sort of psychological experiment.
If it is, then it's a pretty fucked up experiment. I mean, come on! A guy's dead!
The word dead hung in the air, heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again.
I don't know who the hell this Zero asshole is, but I know for sure he's gotta be pretty fucked up in the head to do all this. If this was all one guy, then he's got some serious issues.
Even with the specter of death hanging over them, their discussion continued for some time.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
But then what should we do?
We should talk it through.
Damn it, Lotus, we've already wasted at least an hour. Let me let you in on a little secret. It is really hard to talk things through underwater.
Talk it through.
Oh my god, enough! All we're doing is talking!
Santa threw up his hands, his voice filled with irritation.
Talking won't solve anything! It can't help us find our way out of here! You really sure you want to just sit around? We've only got 7.5 hours left. We already wasted an hour and a half of our 9 hours.
Preach it, Santa. Everyone there was already on the edge of panic. What Santa told them only made that feeling more intense. No one was willing to argue this time.
You're right.
Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed.
Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump.
Well, it's stupid to just sit around here doing nothing.
Thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works.
Correct. And so long as we all follow the rules, we will most likely be all right.
That's the spirit. We're not facing certain death, just like a 35% chance.
But
what?
who's going to go in which door?
I call door 5. June looked toward the numbered doors.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door.
Then it would seem we will have to split up.
Wait,
Lotus looked terrified.
I'm telling you now, there is no way in hell that I'm going into door 5.
Shit, more gore for me. Y'all know what I'm about, or at least now you do.
Come on now, don't be selfish.
Call me whatever the hell you want. I'm not going in there. If I'm going to have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here.
And we were doing so well.
Sorry, but I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go into door 5.
Oh, Santa, not you too.
Hey man, I just bought these shoes. If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over them, you got another thing coming.
Damn it, Santa, I've really been rallying for your ass. But do you mean to tell me you're really one of those people who puts that much stock in their shoes? More than anything else in your wardrobe, your shoes are meant to get dirty and take a beating. And as somebody who feels that way, I would consider it an honor to get that douchebag's blood on the soles of my shoes. That was the last straw.
What the hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going?
Yeah, so? Doesn't mean I wanted to go into door 5.
Oh, God.
There was an awkward silence. Finally, 7 spoke.
Fine, I'll go into door 5.
See, 7 knows what I'm talking about. He's not afraid to get his shoes dirty. That's why he's a 7 out of 10 and Santa's over there stuck at a 3.
I can't go in there alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me?
There was another long silence. This time Snake was the one to break it.
I'll go.
What?
Oh, hell yeah, Snake's on my side too. As dapper as he's dressed, that's pretty unexpected.
Don't worry. You'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later.
How do you know that?
Because I do.
That's not an answer! If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5.
What am I going to do with you?
There's nothing you have to do.
Ace stepped forward.
If I join you, the problem is solved, correct? 7 is 7, and Snake is 2. And if you add Clover's 4 and my 1, the digital root will be 5.
7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 14. The digital root of 14. 1 plus 4 is 5.
Oh, it works perfectly! The 4 of us can go into door 5!
And funny enough, the sum of everyone else's digital root adds up to 4, so yeah, that works out real nicely. You'd think not having the number 9 bracelet would be a setback, but since adding 9 to any digital root doesn't affect the outcome, we are set to go.
Wait. What about the other 4? What's their digital root gonna be?
Damn it, 7, I just told you. Well, guess we'll have to let Junpei and his quick mental calculations
Lotus,
explain
Santa,
it again.
June, and me. Our bracelet numbers are 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, 5. What would our digital root be?
Why you asking me, Junpei? You know it's 4.
8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5 is 22. So, the digital root of 22, 2 plus 2 equals 4.
He repeated what he'd determined.
It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital root is 4.
Then we can go into door 4.
Yeah. Huh. That worked out well.
It did.
So the team assignments will be like this. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. They would go through door 5. Lotus, Santa, June, and me will go through door 4. Are these really the teams I want? Beyond door 5 is what remains of the 9th man. I never want to see that thing again, but something's telling me that it'd be a good idea to examine the corpse, even just a little closer. Of course, if I went through door 5, I wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. I could bring June with me through door 5, but that means she'd have to see the body in there. I don't want to put her through that.
Junpei was torn. Ah, yes, the age-old question. Advance forward with my girlfriend, or draw cave paintings in that guy's blood?
Should I stay silent and go through door 4? Or should I stop them and insist on door 5?
All right then. It seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go?
He began to walk toward door 5.
I'm going through door 5.
Clover and Snake followed, with 7 a short distance behind.
We're over there too, right, Snake?
The door's not going anywhere. Slow down.
Which door?
Shit, eat me through door number 4. I might not be worried about my shoes, but I sure as hell don't want to know what that dude smells like.
I'll go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. There's nothing to worry about. I just need to stay by her side.
June. Akane Kurashiki.
This should be fine. It's no problem this way. I should see the other 4 off.
He made no show of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from his childhood. Oh yeah, as somebody who knows a thing or two about June's quirkiness, she will definitely prove to be more than just a friend by the end of this.
Looks like Ace and the others are going.
He watched the other 4 walk toward their door. Ace, Snake, Clover, and 7. Junpei said nothing as they left. Before long, they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying things Junpei couldn't hear, and then laid their hands, one by one, on the scanner panel of the red.
Now then.
Ace grabbed the lever. His face tight with determination, he turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companions.
Goodbye.
Be careful.
As Ace pulled the lever, the door swung open, the mouth of a great, hungry beast.
So horrible.
Yeah, I don't imagine this great hungry beast found that too appetizing. Beyond the door, Junpei knew, lay the sad remains of the 9th man. It did not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and 7 hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing.
What are you doing? We need to hurry.
Snake had no such problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through the door, his feet making a wet splack in the pool of blood. I don't know, I think it's disingenuous to say Snake's blindness just puts him above all the horror. He certainly has plenty of other senses to engage with it right now. Even more so if he slips. Bear with me a minute, Clover. I seem to have gotten some of it in my mouth. It is quite an unpleasant flavor.
Snake, your shoes!
It's fine. Hurry! Or are you planning on dying with everyone else? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
Sorry, Snake!
Let's go!
The 3 remaining steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Door 5 swung shut, closing with the heavy finality of metal upon metal. Junpei and his companions scrambled to the door.
Hey! How is it over there? Did you find anything? At least say something, will you?
Something's beeping.
It's just like before.
Shit, I hope
Probably
not.
the sound of the detonator on the bracelet.
Do you think they're okay?
June's face showed her concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to her question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was 7.
Hey, there it is! That's gotta be that dead thing! Come on, get over here! We gotta authenticate!
The beeping stopped.
The sighs of relief were audible, even through the heavy doors.
Whew. Looks like it stopped.
Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door and breathed a collective sigh of relief of their own.
Hey, guys! Are you doing alright over there?
They'd heard 7's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure.
Yes, we're fine.
Despite the recent danger, Clover's voice was as bubbly as ever.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead is just like the red, but the color is different. You know how the red was red? Well, the dead is blue. Other than that, it's just like the red. Authenticating is the same too.
Awesome! Thanks! That helps a lot.
Well, we should probably move on now. You be careful out there.
Roger that.
Don't worry, Ace. Careful's my middle name. Well, actually on my driver's license it's my first name, but that's just a typo. Actually, there are a lot of errors on it. Hell, it's not even from the right country. You can actually see I'm pretty pissed about the whole thing in my picture. Junpei and the others left door 5 and headed toward door 4.
Whew. Now it's our turn. I'll go first.
They stood in front of the red and placed each of their hands upon it. Four asterisks appeared on the screen.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go.
None of them looked particularly optimistic, but their faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back toward the red.
All right, let's go.
With strength and determination, he pulled the lever. Sounds like a really weird euphemism for masturbation.
Run!
The four of them leapt through the door together. I'm imagining them all getting stuck in the doorway like a bunch of fat-ass shoppers at a Walmart on Black Friday. Probably not a very likely scenario, though. I think we stuck all the skinniest people on this team. The moment they had passed through it, each heard a cold, electronic sound coming from their wrist.
Oh, damn.
In the center of each bracelet, a red skull appeared and began to flash.
It's counting down.
More pink than red. The detonator's countdown had begun. In the long moment that each of them spent staring at their wrists, the numbered door behind them closed, the sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway. Damn, man, I think they've repeated the phrase metal on metal every time they've mentioned the doors.
We need to hurry and find the device.
Hey, where the hell is the dead?
How would I know?
Don't give me that crap. Start looking.
I already am.
They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device that was the key to their salvation. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Fuck! This is harder than finding goddamn Jesus! The hallway they found themselves running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. On the right side of it stood a series of wooden doors, all nearly identical. If they had taken time to think, they would have likely discerned that the doors led to cabins. Junpei was too frightened to count properly, but at his best guess, there were 7 or 8 of them.
Ah, fuck! We don't have time to count. We just need to open them all.
He grabbed the knob and shook it, hard.
It won't open.
It didn't feel locked. More like someone had hammered an iron plate on the other side of the door. Junpei turned around to find another door, and saw that his companions had already run to doors of their own. They did not seem to be having any more success than he had. Their own words confirmed his fears.
Shit, this one's no good.
Same here.
It's not moving!
June was the last to speak up.
Oh!
As Junpei looked in her direction, his eye caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small, red, blinking light.
There it is! At the end of the hallway! Run!
Even as he yelled, he ran. He grabbed Santa, Lotus, and June, and pulled them toward the light. Yeah, at this point, if we don't hurry up, getting pulled toward the light is going to be a pretty big concern. Also, how the hell did he grab a hold of 3 people? Santa called out to them as he ran.
Hey, how many more seconds do we have?
How would I know?
Our time limit is 81 seconds!
I know that, goddammit! I'm asking you how many seconds we have left!
In all likelihood, Junpei figured, nearly a minute had already passed since the door had closed behind them. If that was true, urgency foremost in all of their minds, they arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking almost tauntingly at them.
Hurry! It's the dead! Get over here!
Junpei grabbed hold of the machine, his hands slick with sweat and shaking. He slammed his hand against the scanner panel.
Come on, everyone!
The other 3 quickly followed suit. With a grunt, Santa yanked the lever downward. Yeah, still sounds like a dick joke to me.
Looks like it stopped.
Damn, you guys are out of breath. Well, not that I could claim to do any better if I ran 300 feet screaming. Pretty sure that'd about do it for my lung capacity, too. Tell you what, let's get you guys something to drink. Hey, Kool-Aid!
Oh, yeah!
There. Now you guys have something nice and refreshing to help you catch your breath, and we can skip the next puzzle. Kool-Aid Man already found us a way out. His hands beginning to steady, Junpei wiped away some of the sweat that had beaded on his forehead. As they caught their breath, the 4 companions began to look around.
There's another door at the end of the hallway.
He could see a heavy-looking set of double doors. Set into the wall of the hallway on either side of the larger door were two smaller ones.
Let's try this one first. And of course it won't open.
How many times had he come across similar doors with similar results, he wondered. Or perhaps, he corrected himself, more of a lack of results. Whatever the reason, the door remained firm and unyielding, and refused to allow Junpei, or anyone else, passage.
A keyhole.
Above the keyhole was a small symbol, engraved in the brass.
What's this mark? Mail?
He wasn't quite sure what to make of it, and stared at it for a moment in confusion. It was June that corrected him.
No, not exactly. That's probably the symbol of Mars. Well, technically, they are the same symbol. But I saw a number of similar symbols near the main stairway. The symbols of the solar system.
Mars, huh? I know she's referring to the planet here rather than the deity, but it actually would be really appropriate if this symbol were also associated with the god of war, considering it conjures up the image of dicks.
Oh, that's right. The Sun, Saturn, and Earth.
At least that's what I'm assuming.
So this isn't the man symbol. It's a symbol for Mars?
I think so, yes.
I see. Wait, where's Santa?
While Junpei and June talked, Santa had disappeared. Damn it, he took off with the fucking Kool-Aid guy while we were busy bullshitting. They turned to find him some distance down the hallway. He had gone to check the other doors. Eventually, he reached the last of them and jogged back. It took him only a moment to catch his breath again.
Yeah, so, I looked the place over. Here's the deal. None of the other doors open.
Then that must mean...
We only have 2 more doors.
Lotus examined the doors on either side of the larger double door. Each one of them had a metal plate attached to it.
Maybe it's the room number.
The door on the left has a B92, and the one on the right says B93. All right, let's open them. I'll open B92.
Okay, I'll get B93 then.
Junpei put his hands on the doorknob, and Santa moved to the other door. They'd made it through the numbered door alive. There was nothing more to be afraid of. Junpei and Santa looked at each other and nodded.
1, 2, 3!
In unison, they pushed against their respective doors. Man, they sure are making a lot of theater out of this if there's nothing to be afraid of. You'd think there were confetti and strippers on the other side of these doors. And promptly they found themselves in a new room. Big surprise. June followed Junpei as he threw open his door. They turned around and saw that the door on the other side was open as well. Through the door was another person, his mouth agape. It was Santa.
Hey, it opened.
Yeah, it did.
Junpei and Santa looked at each other.
I didn't expect that.
It was so easy.
Lotus's calm voice broke into their thoughts.
Maybe this is all part of Zero's plan. I can't say I enjoy being treated like someone's puppet.
As she headed for room 93, Lotus continued.
Well, now we have these 2 rooms. I'm sure there's something in there that will help us get out of here. Let's find it. Santa and I will search this room. You 2 take the other one.
All right.
Okay.
This is kind of a weird looking picture. Do you think it's an abstract painting or something? It looks kind of like a demon with an elephant-like nose sucking on a human being's brain. What does your browser history look like? Where the hell did that come from? What's her brain made of? Can't say I'd mind finding out a little more about what goes on in there. That vase looks expensive. I wonder how much we could get for it. Are you gonna steal it? Damn, that was a bright blush. I guess June has a thing for role-playing the bad girl. Oh yeah, I've been a bad girl. I fenced an antique vase I stole from a sinking ship. Honestly, might be too specific a backstory for a little bedroom action. It's just a shower head. There's nothing special about it. There's a little blue platform protruding from the shower wall next to the knobs. It's for putting soap on. I used a shower once, so I know. Once? I hope you're kidding there, Junpei. That's the shower knob. Let's see if anything happens when we turn it. No water's coming out. Well, at least water's not coming out of one place in the ship. Shower curtains, huh? Let's try closing it. Now I can see the full expanse of the shower curtain in all its waterproof glory. There's nothing suspicious. It's just a normal old shower curtain. A narrow shower. And I'm standing in it with June. This is awkward. Time to open the curtain. Ah, Junpei, you killjoy. It's a shower head. It feels dry, too. That probably means no one has used it in a long time. Well, the shower head may be dry, but going off our last interaction, June probably isn't. A collection of full and partially depleted rolls of toilet paper. Someone was well prepared. I guess even Zero isn't immune to the coronavirus panic buying. There's nothing too suspicious about it. Now let's check the toilet. There's nothing there. The tank's empty too. There isn't even any water in it. It might be for the best, honestly. Yeah. Why don't we go back to the living room? Okay. Let's go back. Alright, there wasn't a whole hell of a lot in there. Let's see what's around the rest of the room. What's this? Matches. It's a box of matches. There are matches inside, obviously. Hey, do you think we could burn down that door at the end of the hallway with these matches? I mean, if anything goes wrong, we're trapped in here with the fire. And if anything goes right, we still have to cross the fire, so I'm not sure it's a great plan. Not gonna work, huh? No, probably not. Yeah. Junpei looked down blankly at what he was holding, then up at June.
Oh yeah, how's your fever? You feeling better now?
Yes, I'm fine.
June certainly looked fine. There's an on-the-nose double entendre.
Let me see your forehead.
Junpei held his hand on her forehead for a few seconds. Aw.
Guess it really has gone down.
Are you worried about me?
It's not like I care, Baka. No, I'm gonna leave the tsundere shit to somebody else. Yeah, I'm glad you're better.
Yeah, I guess I am.
June blushed and giggled.
By the way, Junpei?
Sup?
How did you end up here?
Didn't we already cover this?
What do you mean? I told you earlier, didn't I?
Yeah.
There was a man with a gas mask when you got home at night. You inhaled some white smoke and passed out.
I inhale some white smoke and pass out every night.
When you woke up, you were on D-Deck.
Damn straight.
Why does he sound so proud of being kidnapped?
But is that really the truth?
What?
Junpei, are you hiding something from me?
No, why would I?
Well, if you think about it, this is awfully suspicious. I mean, why would two childhood friends bump into each other in a place like this?
That is a little odd.
Hey, I could ask you the same thing.
True.
Are you hiding something?
What would I hide?
Well, I don't know. Anything. I mean, you're hiding it. How would I know?
I know we've been told you guys haven't met since childhood, but the way you guys are throwing blind accusations back and forth, it seems like you two are already a couple.
You mean like the number of men I've dated?
That caught him off guard. Junpei's heart stumbled over itself.
Do you want to know?
Does he? He had to admit he was a little curious.
Don't worry.
She smiled at him.
Only 18.
Whew!
Time 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess I just haven't met Mr. Right yet.
I mean, if you had met Mr. Right, that would be a little unusual. He's from an entirely different franchise. And honestly, you and Phoenix Wright seems like a pretty weird ship to me. June looked a little embarrassed and scratched the back of her head in a desperate attempt to seem nonchalant.
Yeah, I see.
Junpei coughed quietly in much the same way.
Anyway, I'm not hiding anything. Just like you, Junpei. When I woke up, I was on D-Deck.
Well, you do have a point. I mean, why did Zero pick us? We haven't seen each other since elementary school.
I wonder.
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? June nodded, and for a moment, she had the faraway look of someone deep in thought.
Look for what connects the victims. That will lead you to the culprit. Do you remember Seven saying something like that?
Yeah, I do. So?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this must all have something to do with a classmate of ours.
You got any ideas who it might be?
No, nothing.
Oh.
Well, if it had something to do with school, then it could be one of our teachers, or maybe the principal.
Oh yeah, I bet this whole thing is just revenge for us bringing the school's test score average down and damaging the principal's salary. That's gotta be the motive.
Or the janitor, or the lunch lady.
Oh, I can barely remember any of them.
It's okay, they're not exactly prime suspects anyway. Unless they also know Seven and Santa and everyone.
Yeah, I know.
Junpei went back to searching, feeling unpleasant and confused. Elementary school. Elementary school. Was there anything strange that had happened in elementary school? As he searched the room, he continued to rack his brain. Ah. Junpei, what are you doing? We don't have time to be relaxing on a sofa. No, I suppose not. It's a display case. But there's nothing being displayed. How sad. Looks like the drawers are empty too. Seems to be everything in here. We'll have to check this door next. This isn't a painting. It's a map? It looks like a map of the ship's interior. Oh, this is a great find. I think it'll be really useful. Let's take it with us. It is now possible to use the map screen. Map screen. The map screen can only be viewed during story sections. While on the map screen, you can examine a map of the ship's floor plan, which you will acquire over the course of the story. Pressing left stick and A will allow you to see a bird's eye view for that room. Junpei took one last look at the map, then folded it up and slid it back into his pocket. June looked up as he closed it.
This ship is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long.
Must be one of those fancy cruise ships.
Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Even if it's just some sort of style choice, there's just too much.
Do you remember what Zero said?
On April 14, 1912, the famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into Earth's moon. After remaining afloat for 2 hours and 40 minutes, it sank beneath the waters of the North Atlantic.
Do you think maybe this boat and the Titanic have something to do with each other?
That's a good point. I doubt he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason.
Junpei took a moment to look around the room.
Do you think this boat is...
the actual Titanic? I'd like to know how they pulled that off.
The actual Titanic?
The actual Titanic? You mean it, like, slipped through time and ended up here? Before the ship sunk on April 14th, 1912?
Ooh, we're on a ghost ship. As a side note, I actually really enjoy stories about ghost ships. Something about all the possible ways a crew can go missing at sea without actually losing the vessel itself is just a really creepy and intriguing premise. Plus, a lot of those stories involve vampires, which I enjoy.
Huh? What the hell are you smoking?
Huh? Did I get it wrong?
Junpei grinned
No,
and
that's
shook
not,
his head.
I mean, come on. I mean, slips
Oops,
through
had the
time,
autoplay turned
seriously?
on.
I was talking about the controversy surrounding the Titanic.
Controversy? What do you mean?
Haven't you heard of it? It's pretty famous, you know? The Titanic had a sister ship that was essentially identical. It was called the Olympic.
Oh, yes, I have heard of that. I think I heard it was troubled by a lot of problems. And the company that owned it didn't know what to do with it, right? So they made the Olympic up to look just like the brand new Titanic.
Huh.
That's right. They also took out a huge insurance policy on it before it set sail.
Huh, That would mean that the real Titanic never sank.
Yeah, the ships got swapped. The real Titanic was renamed the Olympic in secret. They used it as a passenger ship for more than 20 years.
Hey, wait a minute. Wouldn't that mean it retired in 1935?
Huh? Well, yeah, I guess sometime around then, yeah.
Well, what happened to it after that?
I heard it was dismantled.
Dismantled? Then it doesn't matter, does it?
No, I suppose the ship would have been destroyed either way.
Whichever boat the real Titanic was, it doesn't exist anymore. It was either retired and dismantled, or sunk in the Atlantic by the curse. But then that would mean that this ship is...
Wait, what did you just say?
Yeah, are we just gonna let that slip by?
Huh?
Sank in the Atlantic because of what?
The curse.
What do you mean, a curse?
A curse is a curse. This one is the curse of the Egyptian mummy.
Okay. To reiterate Junpei's question from a moment ago, what the hell are you smoking? And, can I buy some of it off you? Junpei couldn't understand how Jun had maintained a straight face to say that.
Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amun-Ra.
So, I actually Googled that name out of curiosity, and I was surprised to see that this legend actually exists. Supposedly it goes that 4 Englishmen bought the mummified corpse of the priestess Amun-Ra while touring Egypt. Shortly afterward, one of the men wandered into the Egyptian desert, never to be seen again. Another was shot accidentally and had to have his arm amputated, and through various circumstances, the other 2 were led to financial ruin. After that, the story goes that the mummy brought constant misfortune to anyone who possessed it, which ultimately culminated in the loss of no less than 1,500 lives when it was being shipped to New York aboard the Titanic. That's the paraphrased version, but I thought it was interesting because I always was under the impression that this story was spun whole cloth for the purposes of this game, and it was pretty intriguing to see that they were actually building on an existing myth.
Which was stolen from a pyramid. And they say that the mummy had a history. Everyone involved with it died mysterious deaths. Come on, I'm sure you've heard of it before.
I mean, just now when I Googled it. But I don't think Junpei has that same luxury.
Those who open the coffin will be forever cursed. Haven't you ever heard that one?
So you're saying the Titanic sunk because of that curse?
That's right!
Jun's eyes had lit up with excitement, like a child with a new toy.
That's stupid. I don't buy it.
It's true!
How can you be so sure?
That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. It was really mysterious, totally unbelievable.
What is so unbelievable about it?
Well, supposedly, she was really pretty.
Pretty?
Yes.
But she was a mummy.
That's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She almost looked alive.
Don't let the guys at the History Channel get wind of this. We'll end up with an Ancient Aliens special about how extraterrestrials influenced Egyptian embalming practices.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, it's that thing. I don't remember the name. Where your body turns into some kind of wax? Yeah? The fat in it turns into something kind of like candle wax, right? And...
Yes, saponification, but that's not what it was.
Damn, you guys know a lot of random information. Especially Jun here, recalling the actual terminology and dates, like, right off the dome.
Huh?
That's not it. She wasn't wax.
Oh, wait, is that what you've been smoking? Ancient Egyptian wax?
Then what was it?
They say that she was frozen.
What? Frozen?
That's right. The whole body was frozen solid. You know how a human body is more than 60% water? Well, all of that water was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
Okay, forget wax. Are you on meth? 'Cause you're sounding like more of an ice head than that mummy you just described.
That's crazy.
I concur.
I think so too, but maybe it's true and we just didn't know about it before.
I didn't know?
Yep. Maybe it's common sense to eat shaved ice in the desert because it lasts forever.
Huh? Nah, that seems too silly to be true.
But maybe it isn't. It just appears that way because you didn't know it was true.
I think we'd have noticed that.
Well, yeah,
June and Junpei talked a little more, and then went back to their investigation. But even as they did, his mind went back to what she'd told him.
Ice that doesn't melt, even in the desert? Does something like that really exist? No, even if it did, it wouldn't really be ice anymore, would it?
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Like he'd eaten his ice cream too fast. Or his shaved ice, maybe. Oops. It's a light blue blanket with some designs on it. Someone's made the bed, or at least they never unmade it. There's only bed sheets under the blanket. Nothing exciting. Look, there's two pillows right next to each other. Guess it's a double. Huh? What's up? You're turning red. Oh man, is her fever back? Hey, are you alright? Do you need to lay down for a minute? I'm fine. I think it's still a little early for that. Huh? Hey, seriously, are you really okay? Damn, June's kind of a freak, huh? She sees what looks like an oversized baby's crib, and her first thought is, damn, we could totally bang on that. It's a bottle with water in it. This is a bedroom. They probably have it in here because your throat always feels dry when you wake up, you know? My throat's dry, but I think it's because I'm a little nervous right now. Well, we did run a lot, so we're kinda sweaty. Hey, Junpei, did you want to take a shower together? Whoa! Just kidding. Too late to take it back. My brain's already working out the picture. Damn it, Junpei, don't imagine it. It's not like I can show it on YouTube. But seriously, maybe the water is a blessing, because there is certainly enough thirst in this room. My throat was dry already. This sure isn't helping. A wooden cupboard. There are cups inside, surprising no one. A key, that's gotta come in handy. A key. Do you think it's the key to the dresser? It's a key we found in the dresser. Maybe I can use it on another similar dresser? Oops, still meant to examine the mirror. This is the mirror for the dresser. And now she's playing with her hair. Does she even realize what she's doing? Oh, sure, we don't have time for me to lounge around on the couch, but we have time for you to fix your hair. Hey, we don't have time for that. Come on, it's not like there's anyone here you need to impress. Yes, there is. Who? What? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Ah, forget it, Junpei. Odd your dense, Junpei. But all this awkwardness does lend an air of believability to their flirting. Okay, that looks like another room cleared. Let's go ahead and go back. And actually, at that point, I think I have to move on to the next room. Junpei, where are you going? I was thinking of going over to Lotus's room. Why? What do you mean, why? I'm just going to go check up on them. Is there something wrong with that? Well, no. Come back soon. Oh, don't be so insecure. A seemingly innocent girl with a wild streak and quirky interests has way more going for her than somebody whose main selling point is that she might accidentally let a nipple slip. Sure thing. I'll leave the rest to you. Sure. Leave it to me. Alright, off to the other room. It looks like more or less a copy of the previous room, just with a little more stuff in it. Looks like a valuable vase. Empty, though. There seems to be a room on the left side of the vase. Going by the last room, probably another another bathroom. There's a square tile in this frame. It's glued in there quite well. I don't think you can take it out. Whoa, look! Junpei! There's a mushroom growing out of the wall. That's a shower head. Let's compromise and call it a mushroom head. Never mind. This is the bathroom wall. The whole wall is covered in these square tiles. I keep pressing the arrow keys to try and rotate the camera, but that's not how the controls work. This room doesn't have a shower curtain. This room? Well, there were shower curtains in the bathroom that June was checking out. But you're saying this bathroom doesn't have any. Yeah, that's right. There's probably a reason why. Maybe it's a hint of some sort. Some toilet paper. We've got 2 rolls, I guess. Is there anything in the toilet? Guess not. The tank's empty, too. Alright, really nothing to go on in here at the moment. Well, this is a display case. Check it out. These plates and shit look really expensive. You want to take a look? Oh, hey, another piece of that picture on the wall. This tile. I think I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, I know. Kinda looks like the one we saw in the other room. There are a number of expensive-looking plates in here. Damn. Guess this thing's the wrong key. Well, that means there's gotta be another one somewhere around here. Otherwise, we aren't gonna be able to open this thing. Hey, check this out. This is a pretty nice sofa. I know. It's a shame I can't take it back with me. Damn, between Lotus wanting to take the sofa and June wanting to fence the vase in the other room, the girls on this team are really eager to loot this ship. Oop, I wanted to select the candle. I said the candle. A candle with a candlestick. This might come in handy. Yeah, it just might. Let's go ahead and combine that with the matches. I know. If I just use the matches to light the candle, end up with a lit candle. So, you lit the candle. I'm sure it'll be a light in dark places when all other lights go out. Awesome. With the light from the candle, maybe we can take a look around over there. But it gets so hot when I hold it. I want to put it down. Well, why don't you set it on top of the dresser? It's flat there. At least it won't fall over. Oh, yeah. Good idea. I mean, common sense. Hey, it got pretty bright. Now we can look around a little. Alright, since this key didn't fit the case in the other room, and since it's explicitly called a dresser key, we're going to go ahead and try it here. Let's see if this... Yes! Yes, it worked! Alright, what do we get? Ah, our first piece to that puzzle. That's a strange design. Is it ceramic? It doesn't look like there are any puzzles in it. This is the mirror for the dresser. Damn straight. Nothing weird about it, though. There's a picture of an old cruise ship. Is it the Titanic? A bottle full of water. I don't think we're gonna need this for anything. Well, not unless that candle starts a fire. Hey, Junpei, it's a cupboard. There's a freaking cupboard in here. Are you alright? Oh, don't give me that. Come on. A cupboard in a bedroom can only mean there's a safe in here. I guess. Really? Damn. There's nothing in here. Got me all worked up for nothing. Curtain. A curtain, huh? Well, it's got all these metal rings, so you could probably hang it from something, you know? Yes, but it doesn't look like a normal curtain. The way it feels, I think it's probably waterproof, which would make this a shower curtain. A shower curtain, huh? I think we have a good idea what to do with that. Huh? Hey, what the hell? It just got dark all of a sudden. Maybe the candle got blown out. We should go see. It didn't get blown out, it just straight up melted. What the hell, man? Even stoners don't make wax disappear that quick. There's a candlestick covered in melted wax on top of the dresser. Hey, what's this? The top of the candlestick looks kind of weird. You're right. It's all bumpy. Ah, candlestick key. The part of the candlestick where the candle goes looks like a key. A key, huh? I think I ran into a lock I couldn't open earlier. Yep, on the display case. Let's go check it out. Let's see if this candlestick will do anything. Yes! It opened. Alright, pull that shit open. I don't want to examine the tile, I want to examine the door. Hey, don't you think the pattern on that tile looks like something? Yeah, I think I saw it somewhere.
Hey, Junpei, you got a minute?
Santa had shown up out of nowhere and gave Junpei a small start.
Here,
No
take
small
this.
start. Santa pulled something out of his pocket.
A bookmark?
It looked like a bookmark. It had a 4-leaf clover in it.
What is this for? Do you want me to read a book?
You calling me illiterate?
I found it in between some of the cushions on the sofa. Pretty sure it ain't gonna be any help to us, but I figured we might as well hang on to it anyway.
Then why don't you hold on to it?
Santa gave him a wry smile.
You know what I hate most in the world?
What's that?
I got 4 things. Hope, faith, love, and luck.
Well, damn, aren't you a jolly fellow, Santa?
Hope, faith, love, and luck?
Damn straight.
And you hate these things?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. They're usually considered good virtues.
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
No, not really. I don't mind a little cynicism.
Not really, but...
Junpei tried to figure out how best to phrase what he wanted to say.
What does a bookmark have to do with any of that?
Santa scratched the back of his ear and looked awkward.
Well, see, each leaf on the 4-leaf clover has a meaning to it, okay? And that meaning is pretty much those 4 words.
That's actually true, by the way. I only first heard of it when I was playing this game, but yeah, apparently each leaf on the clover represents a different meaning, despite luck being the one that's more or less ubiquitous with the entire clover in modern pop culture.
It's like flower language.
Actually, normal shamrocks are even sometimes used to represent the Holy Trinity.
Well, I guess it's not a flower, is it? So, leaf language, I guess? Yeah, you could call them leaf words.
Leaf words.
Junpei looked at the bookmark.
Hope, faith, love, and luck. The meaning of the leaves on a 4-leaf clover.
So, yeah, I want you to take it, okay? Just touching it gives me the creeps. Take the damn thing, alright?
Santa pretended to shiver with disgust and shoved the bookmark into Junpei's confused hands.
Here.
What do you want to do? I'll take the bookmark. It's 2020, man. I can accept a gift from another man. I ain't no homophobe. After all, why shouldn't he take it?
Alright, sure. I'll take it.
He shoved the thing into his pocket and gave Santa a last, confused look.
Oh, man, I feel a lot better now. That thing was a real pain, you know?
Do you really hate those 4 words that much?
Yeah, well, they can all betray you, you know? Hope, faith, love, even your destiny.
What had happened to Santa, Junpei wondered. How had he become such a bitter person? For a moment, they looked at each other.
Well, that's not my only reason.
What?
That's not the only reason I hate the 4-leaf clover.
Oh no?
I just can't bring myself to like the number 4.
What, worried about the 4 horsemen?
No, he's probably more concerned with the whole thing in Japanese culture where 4 is associated with the concept of death because in their alphabet the 2 words are written similarly.
Nah, come on, man. That's just silly.
That was just a theory, Santa. You don't have to be a dick.
Maybe back in the Dark Ages that kind of crap scared people. But this is the 21st century, and I'm a 21st century guy. I'm a little insulted.
Then why do you hate 4 so much?
'Cause it's a half-ass number.
Oh, well, that is a much stupider reason. I love it.
Not the best or the worst. That's why.
What?
9 is a way better number. So what if it's last place, right? At least it's not some lame-ass middle number.
What are you...
Santa's explanation made no sense. Junpei was even more confused than before.
You play?
Play?
Well, I don't really gamble. I at least think about stocks from time to time. Actually, at one point I kind of wanted to invest in AMD, but I never really looked into it. I probably should have, considering they are killing it with Ryzen, and Lisa Su has the stock price at like 13 times what it was before she took over. But alas.
You mean like the stock market?
Nah, that's not what I mean. Why the hell would you think that?
I don't know, you gave me like one word to freaking work with. For all I know, you were talking about whether I played with my dick.
I mean, yeah, I do stocks too, but...
This last statement, more or less thrown away by Santa, caught Junpei very much by surprise.
You? A stockbroker?
Yeah, got a problem with that?
No, you don't look like the type.
What Junpei didn't say, of course, was that he didn't think Santa looked smart enough to be a stockbroker. Oof. Damn, throwing shade.
Man, that stuff's just like gambling, you know? All you gotta do is bet on the winning horse. Nothing that hard about it.
You sure sound pretty confident. So, are you betting on winning horses?
Of course I am. You remember a couple years back when the stock for Cradle Pharmaceuticals shot through the roof? Stacked a few bills over that, if I do say so myself.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh was all Junpei could think of. He'd never even heard of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Fortunately, he was saved quickly from further embarrassment.
Hey, how long are you gonna stand around wasting time? Stop screwing around.
The voice screaming at them from the other side of the room was unmistakably Lotus's. Junpei and Santa looked at each other.
The lady has spoken.
Santa sighed.
We better get back to work before we really piss her off. I don't want her beating me up.
And with that, Santa walked off, slowly.
Hey, wait! We weren't done!
He started after Santa, intending to catch him, but... it's no big loss. Honestly, it didn't feel like that conversation was really going anywhere. Lotus appeared from the next room, blocking his path. Her posture suggested she was not about to let him pass. There was nothing for it. He had lost.
Okay, I'll get back to work. Damn it.
Her glare suggested any other choice would not have ended pleasantly for him. Junpei mumbled to himself under his breath and went back to his search. Ah, that's right, we had to go to the bathroom to see what's up with the shower curtain. There's a curtain rod running along the ceiling. Let's put that shower curtain on those hooks. Damn it, I keep pressing the wrong button to select things. Let's try spreading the curtains. Wait, no, don't put it back. There's a hole in it. There's a hole in the curtain. If I look at it from a ways back, I can see a single tile. Alright, from here I can see what tile it is. Looks like it's 5th from the top and 3rd from the right. Alright, fitting the whole mirrored motif we have between these rooms, I should probably go check the corresponding tile in the opposite room. What's up? You're going back already? Well, I can't just leave June there by herself. What? You think you're her knight or protector or something? You're creeping me out. Whatever, man. Yeah, Santa doesn't really strike me as the type to white knight for a lady. He just doesn't seem to exhibit those simp tendencies. Let's see. 5th from the top, 3rd from the right. Here it is. Yes, this one's loose. I think I can get under this with my nails, and yes! Cool. Looks like we have all the pieces now. Which makes for a very short visit to this room. We already have to go back. The exit. Lotus and Santa are in the room on the other side. I'm gonna go check up on them. There's a tile in the frame. So I guess I'm supposed to put tiles in the empty spaces. Alright, I'm gonna give it a shot. This is like the easiest sliding panel puzzle ever. So this one needs to be in the top corner. And I believe these two need to switch. And then we just need to rotate them a few times. And we're set. Yes! I did it. There. Picture complete. And there goes the frame. What's this? What do you mean, what's this? Pretty obvious, isn't it? It's a hole in the wall. Like a hidden safe or something, you know? Anyway, let's take a look. I think there's something inside. Looks like another key. The Mars key. Considering that's the symbol that was on the door, I think we're done. Whoa. This is one of those Mars symbols. The door at the end of the hallway. It has the same symbol engraved on the keyhole. Then that's gotta mean... Yes, we can use this key to get through that door. Junpei messed around with the key he had, and looked blankly at the picture that slid down.
What's the deal with this picture anyway?
Well, according to June, it is an alien with an elephant trunk sucking out a man's brain. I think she watches too much hentai. Santa had only been mumbling to himself, but it drew Lotus's attention. She looked at the picture and paused.
I think I've seen this picture before.
Where?
In a book. There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory. I saw this picture in his book.
What's this interesting theory?
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Man, I can't deal with this. Just listening to you talk about it is giving me a headache.
Dude, I've sat through lectures on the Titanic, Egyptian curses, leaf words, and the stock market. If you have a headache, I have a freaking migraine. At least parascientific theories are fun to think about. We should at least hear her out. Santa put his hands on his head, as though he were in great pain. Lotus merely arched an eyebrow in his direction and continued.
It's not a difficult concept to grasp. In essence, he states that the shape of living organisms and their behavioral patterns are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye.
What part of that isn't difficult, exactly?
For real, I'm with Santa. If something like that were true, it could fundamentally alter our understanding of physics, neurology, and psychology. That is to say, it would alter the context of our understanding of the material universe and the fundamental tools of observation, we employ to reach said understanding. That is ludicrously complicated. Lotus did not look pleased. I'm just being real with you.
All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
Telepathy?
Yes, telepathy. Well, perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it's close enough for a simple approximation.
Santa suddenly burst into laughter.
Are you serious? Telepathy? Who do you think we are? Kids from the 70s? I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that.
Yes, I agree.
Lotus's response was surprisingly curt. Junpei had expected at least some conflict.
I read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it said. It was probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. There's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. But even so,
Hey, just because you find something intriguing doesn't necessarily mean you believe it. Do you know how common it is for atheists to study theology? There's nothing wrong with pursuing an idea purely for curiosity's sake. That sort of non-linear thinking is an essential component to driving more grounded and empirically based discoveries.
Anyway, I saw a picture like that one in his book.
Lotus indicated the picture they'd all been looking at. After a moment, she walked up to the strange picture, examined it, and then spoke.
Hey, what do you think this picture looks like?
Santa answered first.
What do you mean? Isn't it just like abstract or something like that? It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning there. That's it.
What about you, Junpei? Does it look like anything to you?
Honestly, it always reminded me of a Rorschach test.
I guess it looks like...
Clearly it's Funyarinpa.
Funyarinpa. See? I mean, this totally looks like one. And here, and here.
Junpei indicated parts of the picture that looked exactly like the other parts. After 3 seconds of silence, Lotus looked at Junpei.
What the hell is a Funyarinpa?
Christ, Lotus, it's only the source of all human culture. It fostered the human collective unconscious and gave man language and philosophy and art. It's the genesis of all modern society, what separates us from the apes. And you mean to say you've never heard of it? You damn Philistine.
What do you mean? What the hell is a Funyarinpa? You mean you don't know?
Seriously.
How the hell would I know?
How could you not know?
You tell her, Junpei.
That's practically blasphemous.
Yeah, let her have it for her ignorance. She deserves it.
Oh, say you're sorry. Apologize to the Funyarinpa. Goodness, you are such a rude woman.
Another 3 seconds of awkward silence went by. Lotus opened her mouth as she shook.
Junpei, are you just screwing around?
Yes, Lotus, I'm just screwing around. Read a freaking book, you intellectual fetus.
Forget it. I'm just gonna tell you. This is a dog. See? Like this.
Lotus pointed out parts of the picture, and eventually a dog took shape in them. It looked as though she had a point. Huh. So it is a dog. Man, it's crazy how you can't unsee it once it's revealed to you. How could I mistake a simple dog for the great Funyarinpa? 'Twas I who was the fool all along. Junpei, you played yourself. It was a dog. Santa also nodded in agreement.
Now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us.
Lotus nodded and began to speak.
A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment once. They took 2 similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify, initially. But once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else. These two pictures. The first was a woman wearing a hat. The other one, well, to make it easier, let's just say it was this picture of a dog. So, their experiment. First, they sent the picture to other parts of the world, outside the reach of British airwaves. To Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe, etc. Then, in each country, they gathered a number of test subjects, roughly 1,000 people. They were shown the two pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to you? The results weren't really interesting on their own. 9.2% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. 3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Then, 2 days later, they aired a new program on their show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its solution. The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it was a safe bet that the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture was at least that many. After another 2 days passed, they gathered more research subjects from areas outside the reach of British TV and radio. This time, they only found a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them had participated in the first test. They were, however, given the same tests and the same two pictures. The results were startling. 10% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. The previous test sat at a 9.2% success rate. Not much of a change statistically. The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog, it went from 3.9% to 6.8%, a very significant increase.
Damn, I could see how that would be possible in the age of the internet, but for something like that to occur in the era of TV and radio, that would be startling.
So do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this experiment?
Yep, it serves as a potential demonstration of morphogenetic field theory at work.
There was no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen it. But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went up. Why? How did that happen? What does it mean?
Lotus looked back and forth, from Junpei to Santa, and back again. Normally calm and collected, she looked now as though she were very nearly possessed, and there was something manic about her manner. Santa took an involuntary step backward. Junpei didn't budge, and stared straight back into Lotus's eyes.
Oh, wait, does this have something to do with that field, or whatever it was that you were talking about earlier?
There you go, Junpei. Look at you keeping up.
A field not visible to the eye. So, if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field.
That is an interesting idea, especially when I've always been fixated on the idea of the collective unconscious. The idea that we can somehow share information through some imperceptible means is intriguing.
Huh.
Psych!
I'll just break my balls. Her manner suddenly shifted, and Lotus smiled broadly at Junpei and Santa. She waved her hand dismissively, doing her best to laugh the whole confrontation off.
I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me seriously. Well, I mean, the things I just told you about are true. They really did happen.
She's probably just getting revenge on Junpei for fucking around about the Funyarinpa.
But the results of that experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them. In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station after all.
Yeah, and even if the experiment was legitimate, it's not like we have any evidence of somebody recreating the results. At last, it seemed that Santa had gained control of his composure.
Right! Man, I gotta admit, you had me there for a minute. I, really thought you were serious.
Of course not. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience.
Oh, okay, right.
Santa and Lotus laughed and gave one another jovial claps on the shoulder. Junpei, however, didn't feel so much like laughing. Something felt wrong, unclear.
All right, enough nonsense. We've got the key. Let's get out of here.
Word.
Lotus and Santa walked away from the picture. But Junpei stayed, staring at the picture of the dog.
Huh. A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenetic field.
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. All right, let's go to the hallway. I'll go get June. You guys head to the door. Okay, roger that. Hey, Junpei. Where are you going? Oh, I was gonna go get you. I know, Santa told me. Come on, let's go. Let's. Yes, it unlocked. Good job, Junpei. You know how to use a key. Good, now we can get going. Come on, what are you guys standing around for? Let's get out of here. Come on, Junpei, let's go. All right, let's go. You found it. Well, guys, that brings us to the close of another episode. Ooh, we're finally starting to discuss the mystery of Zero's motives and just generally get back into the meaty stuff that I like. And I gotta say, it's nice to finally be back in the puzzle rooms after that dialogue-heavy second episode, even if today's puzzle was a little basic. We even got to spend a little time with Santa and June, two characters I think pack a lot of charisma, especially with the addition of voice acting to really bring them to life. It's crazy to me how much their tones and cadences sync up with what I imagined all those years ago when I was reading their lines off my DS. But yeah, I'm looking forward to pressing on with our adventure, and I'm sure the puzzles and conversations to come will gradually tease out the mystery of who Zero is and what he wants from us. When we pick things back up, I believe we'll be exploring the ship's kitchen, a perfect stage for all manner of gruesome accidents, I'm sure. But hey, whatever happens, happens.